So Luka loving it. There was another sentiment in the building tonight. Yeah, Mavs GM Nico Harrison taking his lumps for the trade. So hard to channel all the emotion that Luka had, but boy, he was masterful. Lays that in. Play continues. The other principal in the deal, Anthony Davis, at the other end. First game played against the Lakers since he was traded. And then Doncic. How about a step-back three over AD? Luka had 14 in the first quarter. Lakers by 4, or trailing by 4 after one second quarter. Austin Reeves lobs it up. LeBron. This is 40. Cranking that up. Lakers down 2 at that point. The hands on head. Yep. And then how about this from Austin Reeves? Yowza, flying in for a putback of his own. LeBron, they're all putting their hands on their heads.
Like a child here.
Exactly. The Lakers working around. 77 wide open splash. And then you could just tell he's got it going on, hitting shots with guys in his face, stepping back. Give it to him. Let him work. Luka, 31 in the first half, 6 threes. You start to wonder, was a 50-piece in order? How about 60? Lakers up by 3 at the break. He would cool off a bit in the second half. Lakers up 8. LeBron slashing to the hoop. Takes the hit. He had 13 of his 27 in the fourth. Lakers by 10. Next possession, Doncic. This creation way up off the window, gets the roll, switches hands, somehow gets that to go. Unreal finish. That gets him up to 40 points. He's not done. Luka, step back 3, that's 43. Lakers up 14. And one more. 16 of 28 shooting, ties a season high with 45 points. The Lakers win. The Lakers clinch a playoff spot. Storybook return for Luka, although there was some pain mixed in with all the joy.
It was a little bit of both, happy and angry, but, it's nice to see some familiar faces here. I spent a lot of times with them. But like you say, it was a lot of emotions. When I woke up, I was tired. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't sleep much. Excited about this game, and I really appreciate the fans, the way they reacted to me. Talking about closure sometimes hard because, like I say, I spend a lot of time here, great moments. But it's, like I say, it's getting more and more, and I got to focus on different things now.
His ability to then go perform, lights turn on, he's teary-eyed still as we walk out on the court for the tip ball. To have the emotional resolve to then go put on that kind of performance, it's superhuman. I thought he was going to get 50. I was disappointed.
So he let you down?
Listen.
That's the best sound of the night.
45 is pretty good. In fact, it's
not
third most in a player's first road game against a former team in NBA history. You had John Williamson against the Pacers way back when. Donovan Mitchell against the Jazz. Those are the only two. Listen, Luka's teammate knows a thing or two about going home again. After LeBron took his talents to South Beach, he returned to an angry fan base in Cleveland, December of 2010. Didn't bother LeBron a lick. He casually dropped 38 on his old team in a Heat win. After LeBron cemented himself in Cleveland, Lord delivering that title in 2016. His second return home as a member of the Lakers, a much warmer reception. His performance just as stellar. 32 points, 14 rebounds in the November 2018 reunion. After a July 4th move that shocked the NBA, KD, a Warrior in 2016, he was seeing a lot of vitriol and some cupcake signs when he went back to OKC. KD and his team did get a win in his return. And then Michael Jordan made his way back to Chicago in 2002, following his second retirement, which he didn't take. MJ did what he does best. He won, helping to beat the Bulls by 8 at the United Center with the Wizards.
It's the wrongest one of all of them. Kendrick Perkins is here. Luka's return may have actually outshined all the others. When you were watching him play, what stood out to you?
Well, one, Nicole, I've never seen a player to show true emotions and then turn it on when he get between the lines and have that kill switch to go out there and did what Luka did tonight. And people don't understand, right? When you are drafted by a city, when you have so much success in the city playing for an organization like Dallas, you develop relationships, right? That becomes your home away from home. And as a young player that got traded unexpectedly, that hurt him. And I thought it was great to show the human side of Luka, but I also thought it was even more of a beautiful thing for him to go out there and hand them people a 45-piece wing dinner on the back-to-back, dealing with so many emotions.
I think it was just amazing that what JJ Redick said. Like we were like, is he crying? He's actually crying. And then he went out and had to play the game. All right, stand by, because I feel like we were just sort of dealing in awkwardness tonight. You got the post-Malone era now in Denver. Nuggets by way of Sacramento. Denver's lost 4 in a row. They've also just fired their head coach and GM. Here's the new guy.
We are in the mix here. I think people forget that. Like, they keep thinking that we didn't make the playoffs or whatever. We still have a great chance to do something special. We talked about that. The guys seem convinced. So I'm expecting a really good effort tonight.
I feel like the reaction to this is if they lost like 42 in a row. They lost 4 in a row. Well, Jokic to Aaron Gordon. Watch, Jokic draws the help, frees up Gordon, and then Gordon does his thing. Nuggets had a 66-58 lead at the break in the third. Jokic just doing some coaching now. Why not? Nuggets up 70-58. The lead is comfortable. Would be more so after this. The dish to Colin Brown for a 3. He had 25 points. And then off the Kings miss, Jokic grabs the rebound, throws it ahead. Peyton Watson laying in the foul. Now, that's a big one because that's the 21st triple-double through 3 quarters this season. That's the most by any player in the last 50 years. The Nuggets had a 10-point lead after 3 in the fourth, a little bit closer. Nuggets only led by 5. Jokic here to make it 7. And then about a minute to play, the Nuggets lead is now 9, which is basically where it would stay. Brown drives, finds Jalen Pickett, who had 18 points. And then he drained the corner 3 because he made 5 of those, 5 of 7 from 3. Nuggets win 124-116.
It's part of the sport, people go and come and go, but, it was a 10 years relationship with the coach, and we went through everything. We were bad, we were good. We won a championship, definitely. We have some great memories, but, it's part of the business, I would say.
You guys obviously played extremely well tonight. How do you think the team has handled what I'm sure has been a wild 48 hours?
Yes, but I think they got Josh got the response that he wanted. People say that we are vulnerable, but I think the beast is always the strongest or the most dangerous when they're vulnerable. So maybe he woke up the beast.
It's a new coach, but it's the same joker. 33 triple-doubles now this season. That's the 5th most in NBA history, trailing, 3 Westbrooks, 1 Oscar Robertson. Denver has 2 games left this season for jokers to try to climb up that list. So Perk, it's the post-Malone era, obviously, not the artist. But everything seemed to go pretty well for Denver in this one after they had lost 4 in a row. So what difference did you see in them tonight?
Well, one, you saw the joy, and they was having fun. Also, we saw an opportunity for others like Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, Pickett, to be able to have sets ran for them that wasn't assisted by Nikola Jokic, right? And then they got an opportunity to showcase what they could do for us being the primary ball handler and making guys around them better. The Denver Nuggets tonight had 30 assists. Jokic had 11 of them. That means it was 19 assists that were left on the table, and there was confidence there. That's the most important thing. And so when you add a new voice in the locker room, all of a sudden you get the ears of the locker room, and now you see guys getting back to competing. Because the main thing, Nicole, is all season long, every single time, it was at least once or twice a month throughout the course of the season, we would hear Coach Michael Malone come on there and address his team or call out his team for their lack of effort and their lack of play defensively. We didn't see that tonight.
So you're saying confidence and joy is the key on the court. I also think that might be a life goal as well.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
You got to have
Thank
confidence. I wake up every morning and tell myself in the mirror that I'm great.
And I am loved, and you're going to do good things today.